In case you're listening to this on your favorite podcast platform, this content is best viewed on my YouTube channel, Diane Jimenez, because I'm actually sitting in front of a whiteboard teaching during the entire episode. So once you're done with the podcast, just head over to YouTube and check out the episode there. Enjoy. It could be the way they view and see things based on their parents as a unit or as individuals, and sometimes they veer towards the parent who looks like it's easy, or who's the better, bigger influence for them, whether that's helping out at home or not helping out at home. Parenthood is challenging enough as it is, and getting organized sounds easier said than done. Now, combine these two together, and it's truly a balancing act that many of us struggle with day in, day out. If you're here, it's because you want to know how to get your life and home more organized and structured where the kids are involved too, so that parent life is a little easier and you can focus on what truly matters. Hey there, I'm Diane Jimenez, owner and founder of One Tidy Place. I created this podcast because I know parents have their hands full. I know this because I have 3 kids of my own. Each week, we'll talk about all things organizing, teaching kids life skills, and contributing to the home, being on the same page with your partner, and raising your kids together while you tidy up, go out for a walk, or just need some real talk. I'm here for you. Thank you for tuning in. Are you ready? Let's do this. Today, I just had this thought in my head that popped in. I don't know why, but it's all about why kids don't listen, or more specifically, why our kids don't help out at home. So it got me thinking of more internally about the kid. Then I went with, is it them? Then from that, I went with, well, is it me? In this case, you, because you're watching this. And then the other one was, especially if you have a partner or a spouse or someone who parents with you. So I'm just going to say the other person. Or is it a mix of all of this? So it got me thinking about these 4 things. But then it further got me to breaking down what is it about these 4 that the kids don't listen. So I'm going to break that down for you. So if we're talking about the kids themselves, why is it that they don't listen? Well, there are always internal and external factors. I'm going to write that down. There's the outside stuff, and then there's the inside stuff. So what do I mean by outside? So outside could be like their influences. So friends, it could be electronics that's deviating them and taking their focus away. Could it also be their time, their schedule, their activities, and all the stuff's going on that's taking up their time? It can also be their environment, where they live. So home, environment. Did I write that right? No, I didn't. Environment. So, by the way, I'm not a psychologist in any way at all. I don't have any certifications. This is just stuff that pops in my head, and I think deeper about them. And I ask a lot of questions as to why things don't work. This is the side for the outside of the kid, what's going on with them. Then the inside would be themselves, okay? How they interpret the information that they're getting. So if you're giving them an instruction or asking them to help out, well, why aren't they? Well, it could be the way they interpret the information, how they're taking everything in. It can also be focus and attention. You have their attention, but can they focus and stick with it? Or you need to keep grabbing their attention in order for them to focus. That's why I put these 2 together. Then there's also their abilities. Do they even know how to do these things? That's why they don't listen. Are they capable of doing these things? That's why they probably don't want to help out, or they don't help out. So I don't want to talk about laziness, because it's not oftentimes it's a lot deeper than that. There's deeper underlying reasons for that. So that's where I want to shed some light on this for you. So their inside stuff, there's a lot more things too, but this is just scratching the surface to get your mind wondering what it is, okay? There's also the people in their life, mainly you, the parents, because they live with you, okay, and they live in your house. Who are they influenced by mostly? Who do they identify with mostly? Now, it's different if you and your spouse or the other parent that's taking care of the kid with you, you're all on the same page, and you're showing a united front. And so it's their influence, whatever they think about helping out, is based on you guys. Now, if you guys are separate, and I'm going to talk about this like in a minute, but if you're on separate pages when it comes to housework and the way the house flows or the way the house is being maintained, if it's a separate way of going between you and your spouse or the other parent, well, then this kid is going to be influenced by the person that they either have a deeper relationship with. And it's not a jealousy thing, it's just sometimes you just connect a little bit more with one parent than the other in certain things. Now, it could also be like if you're talking about whatever's easiest, whatever, as it's human nature to go with the flow or go where it's easiest for us. I'm thinking of physics here, going to the path with least resistance, okay? So often we will, go to that path where it's a lot easier and there's not a lot of obstacles. So it's like a job. If you have two bosses or there's two supervisors for some whatever reason, there's always one of them that we prefer talking to than the other, right? Even though they're running the company and they have the same goals and the same vision, we usually, sometimes interpret the information input and based on one person's instructions. So that's what this influence means. It's not a competition. Don't be jealous on this. It's just human nature. Okay, so that's for them. Now I'm going to talk about the other people. So there's the you and the other parent. So I'm going to put it down here. I hope you can see. So there's you and then the other parent. My handwriting is terrible. So now for this one, it's gonna be a little bit similar because you're the parents and you each have the same things according to the kid's perspective. But like I said before, one parent might be doing things one way and another parent might do something the other way. So it's important that you see this as two separate things, even though you live in the same house and you're for the same vision of how the house should be maintained, could be maintained. Okay, so I'm just going to put it there. So why our kids don't help out? Well, it could be you and or the other partner. So let's start with you. It could be your influence. It could be also your communication, the way you communicate things. So I'll just put communication. Your method and the way you say things. It could also be the time that you have available, your schedule, and how you manage your time. So time, I hope you can see that. So time management, and there's a whole bunch of other factors of why they won't listen. So it's your influence, the way you communicate to them, the amount of time that you have to do this, and it's also the role that you play in maintaining the house. So we're going to put role you play. So the other parent's going to be very similar, okay? But because you're watching this, and you probably thought about it, or maybe you didn't, but the kid also has a perspective of the other parent, even though you might be the primary parent. You might be the primary caregiver of the child or the main instructor of the child. And it just happens. It happens at our house. But it's just to give you, just put everything out there on the table for us to look at this. So the other parent, their influence I'm just gonna cut here because I don't have enough room, and that's a scratch. So if you can't see, it's basically their influence on the kid, how they communicate, okay? The time that they have available, so their availability, and also the role that they play when it comes to maintaining the home, role they play. Like I said before, you guys could be all on the same page, okay? So the kid has this interpretation, all right? But if, oftentimes when I see this, parents have two different ways of going about in the house, two different ways of teaching, and that's cool, right? So that's why it's important for us, even though you do have the same goals, but you probably have a different path of doing things. And that's why the kid will interpret it a certain way, and then that will affect the way they do things or not do any of it, okay, or half-ass it. Now, the fourth thing was, it could be a mix of all of this. And this is where the overwhelm comes in. This is where I don't know where to start. I don't know why my kid's not listening. I don't know what's going on, and this and that and whatever. And if you've been following me for some time now, or if you've just seen me here, hello, welcome. It's a little late on the introduction, but my name is Diane. I'm a home organizer, a mom of 3, and I help parents get their life and home organized and also delegate so that they can reclaim their time and do the things that they want to do, like maybe teach their children or pursue other passions and projects. Back to this. Why kids don't help out is because maybe there's a mix of things or reasons why they don't, which is them, whatever's going on outside for them, their influences. It could be the inside stuff, the way they interpret things and the way they're focused, their attention, and their abilities. It could be the way they view and see things based on their parents as a unit or as individuals. And sometimes they veer towards the parent who looks like it's easy, or who's the better, bigger influence for them, whether that's helping out at home or not helping out at home, okay? So it could be a mix of all of these, which can be very overwhelming, all right? So today, this topic was just, or why I came out here is just to put everything out on the table in case you've been struggling with this for quite some time and you just don't know why. So I'm laying it out as to why I think, again, not a psychologist, psychiatrist, or child therapist or anything, as to what's out there for the kid. What do they see? How are they interpreting things based on their immediate environment? So have a look at this. Watch this video again. Take a screenshot if you can. Sorry if you can't see it. I'm very cramped up in my daughter's room. But if you have any questions, please send me a DM or send me an email, info@dianejimenez.com. Or if you want to work one-on-one with me and then we can talk about stuff like this, we can, and then have a strategy to move forward. I do take on limited space only one-on-one clients to help them move through my 4 pillars. In case you didn't know what it was, I have 4 pillars. Pillar number 1 is about parent partnership, so getting on the same page. Pillar number 2 is about organizing yourself in your schedule and whatever's going on with you so that you're a better influence. Pillar number 3 is about the home environment and getting it ready so it's easy and obvious of where things go around the house. So that's where this part comes in, okay? And it also talks about schedules too. And then pillar number 4 is, I'm having a blank here, it's family partnership. It's getting everybody on the same page so that everyone's helping out. It talks a lot about all of these things together. So if this is something that you're interested in moving towards or getting to know more of or need help moving through this, send me a DM or email me at info@dianejimenez.com. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped.